Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome back to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach,
And I'm Pepper.
and today we're back with another episode of Take My Money, where we're going to look at 4 different projects.
Yes, and
Three
three
of
of them are game found.
I know, I was like, oh, we almost got the clean sweep of Game Found. I think this is probably the most we've looked at from just them
Yeah.
in a week, but that's kind of just where they all are. And I would say all of them are, would you say, like larger box games?
Yeah, I would say
Bigger
so.
feeling.
They all feel like epic, you know.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, they all feel like ones that maybe would potentially take some time to set up. Well, maybe not one quite as much as the
yeah,
others, but at least 3 of them. And
yeah.
we'll start off with one of those, and that is the Hunters AD 1492.
Yes, it is a cooperative board game for 1 to 4 players. Become a hunter and face enemies in a Renaissance post-apocalyptic world.
I will say when I first heard this name, this was a Zach name. I was
This is
pretty
a
interested
Zach
in it.
name. It
I
doesn't
was
feel
pretty
like a
interested
Zach
in it.
name. I feel like
Uh,
you like a little more simplistic
Yeah,
names.
I think it kind of had to do somewhat with too, like I think I'd seen some of the look of it. So I think it was a combination of the two
Oh,
things, kind of, I don't know, feeling like, I don't know, older times,
yep.
1492-ish.
Yep, your favorite
Well,
year, your favorite
yes,
year in history.
known as my favorite year. Uh, but also, yeah, I think it was mostly that it looked good, and then yeah, the name, I don't know, sounded cool. It made me kind of think of, I don't know, The Witcher or something,
Oh,
possibly,
yep,
is kind
yep,
of the look that the game
yeah, it
kind of had.
does have that feel. Very nice artwork, at
Mhm.
least from these pictures. Looks like it is funded pretty well. 560% funded. I like all these ridiculous percentages that we see.
All
Two
right.
hundred €80,000, 1,762 backers, and this one is ending pretty shortly. I think this video is going to be uploaded like 15 or so hours from now, so there'll be about 2 days left once this is finally posted. So hurry up over there if you are interested in this one, although I'm not sure exactly how GameFound works. What is their kind of late pledging usually?
I think it depends on the project itself. But yeah, I think typically, because before GameFound actually had games on it, I know it was just kind of doing that back end work. It was
Oh,
one of
yeah.
those backer. There is one I think called Backer Kit,
Oh,
but one
yeah.
of the kind of those that's the name I'm thinking of as kind of the, yeah, late pledging kind of thing is what this used to be used for, kind of keeping track of the pledge stuff. But now that it has its own, I'm not sure if just all the projects on here end up using GameFound. I'm assuming they do, since they've already
Yeah.
got all the information. It would kind of be dumb if you used a different one, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And typically, I think the GameFound ones have a late pledge, but I think it's probably up to the publisher. So potentially you'll probably, I think almost, it seems like almost all games now have a late pledge unless they have like, I don't know, if they have a very short timeline, like, oh, we want to get it done, in 8 months or something, that one might be less likely to. Um,
Yeah.
or if they just specifically say in the pledge that we're not going to have a late one. But yeah,
Yep.
that GameFound usually does. But yeah, so this one's got a
Yeah.
lot of reading and cards and
Yeah, as you
stuff.
can see, it's a kind of story-driven game, and a game it makes me think of is Destinies. It
Yep.
could just kind of be the look of the game as well and artwork. But yeah, kind of all the stories here. I don't know if there's an app integration for this one, but this feels like it could be that similar thing, but just with cards and actual text
Mhm.
versus an app. But yeah, it looks like there's a lot of stories and choices to make. You got these boards that you can, I assume, go around, equipment that you can gain.
And I
Your,
like that some of the equipment, I don't know that it's all of it, but some of them I think you can kind of put together and stuff.
yep,
I like
so
the look of that, the thought of that. I don't know how it
slot
actually
save.
end up using, but or
Yeah,
working in the game, but I thought that looked or kind of seemed like a cool thing.
yep,
Um,
yep. And of
Made me
course,
think of, someone did like a polyomino game like that where
yeah.
but maybe that could be cool. But yeah.
Got your characters here, each one I assume with different variable abilities and attributes, and get your little companion bird there. Cool miniatures. I mean, miniatures are miniatures; they're always cool. Nothing like that seems too unique so far, although
Right.
really means nothing. The game can be just as great, whether it's as innovative as possible or just something just really solid that we've already seen, but still great.
Mhm.
We've got a bunch of enemies, of course. Get all those miniatures, cool miniatures. A giant rat. That is the selling point for me.
Oh boy. It's almost like Oathsworn. That rat isn't quite as big as theirs, I don't
Not,
think.
not quite as big.
So
It's
now there's the
it's just a
challenge.
baby. It's just a baby.
Right.
Different maps, 37 scenarios, so quite a few.
Mhm.
And 260 tokens.
That's a lot of tokens.
Player sheets to possibly, or reference sheets. The reference sheet, maybe? Not sure if it's
Yeah,
maybe
not sure.
keep track of things, not sure.
I can't remember if that was when you're putting together weapons or items and stuff.
Oh, maybe.
Might have all of those on there.
But yeah, so you got a King's Pledge, which is, I think, all in, but also with upgrades, upgraded components, which will be about 240 euros, which is a big price, I will say. Just the game itself, which, first off, I really like that cover. Just the game itself, 117 euros, or just the gameplay all in without fancy upgrades, which we'll get to, about 200 euros. So either way you go, probably a big price. And that's kind of the hard thing when it is just a base game so expensive in itself. I feel like that makes me a little more likely to be like, why not just go in a little additional money to.
Man, this one's almost double
It
though, right?
is. It is like pretty much about double, or it is double. Yeah. So that probably would keep me from doing that, even though I see metal coins here. And you can see what's here. You got some additional heroes, some metal coins. Yes.
You get those just for the 22 if you wanted those ones,
Yeah.
because I feel like the
Okay,
metal
nice.
coins is probably the one thing I would like to add on if I was going to.
But yeah, more info, I guess shows what's in here. Core game, hero set, playmat, which playmat doesn't usually sell for us. Additional dice, more heroes. But yeah, a big price point. I don't think we will be adding this one unless you've already ordered this, and I'm surprising
I have not.
everybody here.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. It feels like it's going to be it would be an overwhelming game. First off, it's just got a lot of text on a lot of cards. And what was it again? 200, 300 tokens.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Whenever it has that many, that just is always kind of oh boy, is it just because they want you to make sure you have enough, or is it kind of a complex thing where you're gonna be using a lot of tokens, move them all over or whatever. And I feel like I wasn't 100% sure kind of how this played.
Yeah, it kind of says how to play, and it just kind of seems like just general things you can do, like upgrade your wagon, develop your hero, craft equipment. Like you said, that does look cool, kind of how they slot in there. And I feel like that also could remove some confusion and just whatever fits in that spot, or it's something that can be added there. I like that versus checking certain things to see if they're compatible. This reminds me of Seth Rollins' old logo.
That
That's all
does
I'm
look
thinking
like
of
that.
now.
Seth
Did
Rollins'
use the
sword.
sword for a while. So this is
Didn't Drew
Seth
use the
Rollins.
sword?
Hmm?
Did Seth use a sword?
I
Wasn't
think
that
he
Drew?
did. I think he did at
Because he was
one.
a Kingslayer?
Yes, when he fought Brock at WrestleMania, I think he did use the sword.
The
for that
Beast Slayer?
purpose. The Beast Slayer.
He might have.
We are wrestling fans as well, so if you want to hear us talk about wrestling sometime, maybe we'll make a new channel.
There we go.
But yeah, it looks like a lot of exploring and missions to take, which is all fun stuff. But like I said, with
we do have
Destinies
Cthulhu, Death May Die,
and
and
Cthulhu,
Destinies.
yeah, I feel like if you want a lot of story, I think Destinies does that really well, though it is long. But I assume this one is probably
I would
pretty
guess it's
long
probably just
as
as long.
well.
And then another 25 to 30 euros in shipping. I mean, then you're getting up to, even for just the base game, 150 euros or
Yeah.
250 if you get in the kind of
Yeah.
all-in stuff or more.
Looking for a June
Just quite a bit.
delivery. June delivery.
28, 24. Only 800 years.
I think they should be able to play. It'll be close, but I think they should be
Well, it's
able.
going to take a while to print all those
It
tokens.
says 90 minutes for a story, so that's and not too long, but I don't know if I believe that.
I don't know if I believe that either.
But yeah,
Maybe.
it looks like a lot of cool stuff. Just
Mm-hmm.
not enough for us personally to
Right.
go out of our way to drop that money and take up a lot more shelf space.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. Speaking of taking up shelf space, we got another huge box here.
Very tiny game. Tiny game.
I thought this one, this one kind of just made me think of almost exactly what it seems to be. It's
Yep.
kind of a game where you're kind of facing off against each other. It seems like an interesting thing, but I think it's teams of 2-on-2 or 3-on-3, and I just don't know how often that's going to probably hit the table for us. I don't know we'll see what your thoughts are on this one. You probably could play 1-on-1 as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
but
just kind of two teams, kind of on one side of the map and one on the other, trying to get to the other's base or eliminate them. That kind of game. Oh yeah, this is Guards of Atlantis 2 tabletop MOBA. I don't know if we said the name. I forget. It says funded 667,000 euros, 3,700 backers.
a lot of people backing it.
6 days left, a little more time left than our previous one. I think the rest of these have about 6 days left. And yeah, 0% random, 100% cutthroat.
I don't know if I like that either.
I love the sound of that.
2 to 10 players. You can play teams of 5 even.
Little asterisk there. 4 to 6 recommended, 2-player variant included, which is scary since they do play mostly 2-player. Kind of getting into this, I thought probably going to be better at those higher player counts. Especially, seeing this, that it is a variant.
It's good that they put that. I like that they did that and didn't just
a lot of
clearly
games
say 2 to 10
when
they don't actually think 2 or 3 or 7 to 10 actually plays as well.
So I do appreciate that. There is no solo mode, exclamation point. Like it's a big happy thing to cheer. No, but that is neat that they do that. Key features: epic, memorable plays and last moment comebacks. But so it did kind of turn out to be exactly what it looks like. Just kind of player cards, which they look decently simple cards. So pretty straightforward, I think, actual gameplay. Once you do get the hang of it, just go out on the map and obliterate some minions, fight your opponents, level up your characters, upgrade your cards.
For some reason, it was making me think of that. What is it? Super Fantasy?
Oh yes, that is.
Or what is
mixing it up with Super Mega Lucky Box. I want to combine the names. But
I don't remember if that's exactly it, but
Super Fantasy Brawl. Yeah, I think that's what it is. That's immediately what I thought when I saw this box and board, which I do enjoy that game quite a bit. So I was interested. I do still like the look of all of this. Nice miniatures, minion miniatures. But like you said, gonna take up some shelf space for sure. So another one that we probably will not be backing. Got a nice insert. 99 plus tokens. So it could get up to 500. It's just over 99.
At least 99, but we're not going to say it's over 100.
They have no clue. They have no clue how many more are coming.
But I would think if you do like kind of the I don't know that there's that many team games out there. It seems like this one is, because I think this is kind of like a reprint or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think it's a pretty well rated game for the people that have played it. So I think if you usually play from, have a group of 4 to 6 players and would like a team game, this one could definitely be for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't know if that's currently our typical game group number, and then
Yeah.
looks like it'll probably take up half a Calyx cube or more.
Yeah, especially if you do end up getting all of the extra
All the heroes.
facts, which just base game actually is a pretty good price. 59 euros here, which I think that's a huge plus because it did look like quite a bit there, and I think base game will include 7 of these kind of factions that you can play as, which obviously compared to the 25 more that you can get there, it's like, oh, you gotta get more, but still
Right.
7 is more than some games come with, a lot of games come with, and I'm sure quite a bit of replayability with that.
And it kind of has their complexity on all of them too, as to
yeah.
how difficult they are to play.
Star rating, although they said that none of them are easy. They go
No.
from challenging to complex to very complex to wizard, which I only play wizard. But yeah, so it looks like
we know.
a lot of easier ones in the base game. But if you want something more complex, oh my gosh, a 4 stars over here.
Oh, there's a wizard down there.
I'm a razzle. All for one, one for all.
Should be a razzle and a dazzle.
But yeah, I do really like the artwork, especially these boards. Just very, very colorful, bright,
I would agree.
vibrant blue. But yeah, if you do want to get those extra, just an all-in,
It starts to get a little more spendy.
250, which is like, wait, what? This is only like 60 here. You just add on a bada bing, bada boom, couple things, 200 more euros. Yeah, additional add-ons, play mats, a metal tiebreaker coin, which I think I could hold back from that.
You never know when you need it though.
But yeah, so this is going to be, when is this planning on? Shit, October 2024. So quite a ways out.
I don't remember what was the last one out. Hunter's game.
The Hunters was. Let's see.
May 2024. Okay, so that's about a year.
Yep.
It's a year and a half for this one.
Got a bunch of content that you can check out. Oh my gosh, that's a big board.
Ooh, that is a big board.
That is bigger than I thought. Oh my gosh, the box. Maybe this is a very tiny man. Very tiny shelf.
That could be the case. That could be the case. But it does look like if that's anywhere near a Calyx shelf, it's just as big as a 5.
That is a full-grown man. This is the size of his entire torso. Oh my god. Yeah, it's pretty big. Pretty big. So shipping. Oh my god, look at that table.
Got a rates broken out quite a bit.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're delivering most places. So.
Yeah. Looking good. But yeah, probably not going to be back in this one, but I do like the look of a lot of it.
I would agree.
We'll see. Skytear.
We'll have to see what Pepper thinks of this one. I think this is
yes, a standalone expansion and reprint of the solo and co-op card battler backed by 4,000 players and delivered in just about 1 year. Just about. It was actually 4 years, but just about one. I mean, when you're comparing it to like a century, it's pretty close. 200,000 euros, 1,800 backers. Another very successful one. So yeah, this is a solo game, and quote here feels like Hearthstone or Magic, which not much experience with those. I did play a Magic.
I've not played either.
App. I don't know if it's like official. I think it's official under like the in the Magic universe. I don't know if it played anything like real Magic, but it was all right. It does look like one of those games from this, but just comparing it to those and kind of looking like it might play like those doesn't get me overly interested. But From what I can see, you will be battling the hordes of various monsters and minions and defending against them and taking them out, which is something that I am a fan of. Just any combat in there,
Mhm.
especially since it is kind of designed for that solo mode. Obviously, you can go to higher player counts with cooperation, 2 players. Um, but yeah, 30 minutes or less as well is also very interesting to me. To
Mhm.
be that short setup play and put away in just 30 minutes
Right.
or less. I mean, like these games, I feel like just set up in 30 minutes is good.
Yes. That's what I'm thinking as well.
But yeah, competitive mode where I guess someone can control the horde
Mm.
feels like a DM that could be interesting, or I don't know if it
Oh,
really feel
yeah.
like you're doing much.
That
Um,
would maybe be my guess. I guess yeah. I haven't played Magic at all. Uh, I guess is that when I look at this, I was thinking like some of those. What is it? Shot and Totten, and like
oh yeah,
those types of games where you're trying to like match up and outdo it. Is that not it? It's just kind of you're laying out
um,
the cards and then they're kind of
yeah. I
attacking any
don't
of
think
them.
they're like each like set to a particular space. I think it's just kind of like your group and their group, and you can target whatever you want. You're not like at this area like it is
Mhm.
Shantaten. Um, but yeah, but I only played that just a little bit before removing it from the phone, so and it might not even be anything near what it is, but
Mhm.
it's like you have a few different decks, quite a few different decks, ton of
Mhm.
well, not a ton of cardboard tokens. We've seen a lot more today. Only
Yeah, that's
51 now,
barely any.
and then 50 plastic. Like it barely broke 100. Um,
Pump those numbers up.
but yeah, ton of cards, expansions, more cards. But yeah, it's very card driven. Overly too much to talk about. The artwork looks pretty nice, I think.
Mhm. I like
Um,
the artwork.
you can get. I mean, it does look like kind of a generic card, a few different numbers on there, artwork, but it looks pretty clear.
Mhm.
I like those
Looks
card
pretty like
backs,
a
very
pretty clean,
colorful.
yeah, layout, clean layout. This one's got a
Some
complexity thing too.
rules. Yep,
Got
yep,
different complexities of the different factions. I think there's a lot of them.
yep.
When I was going through, I was like, oh, there's another and another and another. So it looked like they were all different, which
Yeah.
I'm guessing a game like this, you can kind of just keep creating kind of more and more. I think that's the good
Clever
thing
girl.
about some of these. Oh boy.
That's all I
Where
find.
they're battlers, and I think you can kind of just keep adding um, more and more decks of things.
Yeah, I do like all of these decks. I do like them all. I'm getting pulled in a little.
I was kind of interested that it was a solo thing. 'Cause when I first saw it, I had assumed, just from looking at it, I was like, oh, it must be a two-player game where you're, facing off against each other or something. And
Mm,
then when I saw solo or cooperative, I was like, that
yeah.
is not what I would have thought. That's not what it looked like to me. Um, but yeah, I guess with your very minimal experience of Magic, would you say that that feels like it could play solo?
Um, I think it could. I think it could. I think, yeah, I really
Now
no.
those
I
now
really
those
have
people that are playing a lot are like, that's blasphemy. Could never work.
like this is the least solo game ever. Um, I don't know. It's hard to say because that is very person against person. Although
Mhm. And you build your
in the
deck
compute
with it.
app, it's against, or at least I didn't play against any actual players because I knew I'd get obliterated. So I just played against the AI. So I guess I did play solo. Um,
True.
okay, so pledge comparison. So about 50 euros here for Monoliths gameplay. So
I think that's the
good
new
for
stuff.
new and returning players. The returning players deluxe, which will be about 70 euros. Includes just deluxe extra things,
Mhm.
tokens, and then new players deluxe, which is a bit more, 130
Mhm.
euros. pretty much including everything there. Collector's rewards, and then everything.
Yeah.
Even more.
So yeah, I was
This
thinking,
is May 2024.
so about a year again.
Yep.
I was kind of thinking, I mean, that if you're just getting that new thing, it's not too bad of a price, but I don't
Yeah.
know, for just feels like a solo card game, that just seems like a lot for that, but I guess I don't know.
Yeah. It is intriguing. Probably wouldn't back it right now, but
Mhm.
I do like the look of a lot of it, and probably I'll keep an eye on this one. I think I'll probably put it in the watch list for later on. See if I can get it for a decent price. See a
Mhm.
few more thoughts on it. Although I think there are already thoughts out, of course.
Mhm.
I'll just listen to what Co has to say and then base my decision on that.
Solely on that.
Shipping 17
Yeah.
euros, 22.
I think that's what always makes it so hard is the shipping usually adds another 15,
Yeah,
20, 25 bucks.
yeah, but it does look really nice. So I think I'm
Mhm.
gonna keep an eye on this one, but not gonna back it currently.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, then we get into our final one. Seismic.
Seismic, a race for survival during Seismic Armageddon. So this one is actually not Earth's crumbling and we have to leave. This is where we left to go after Earth crumbled, and now that's destroyed too. And we gotta escape that and find a new place. So
Exactly.
it's just like 100 years in the future from a lot of those other games you played. But yeah, this one is
Brand new ideas.
yes, brand new, totally different, innovative theme. About 90,000, well, just over $89,000 here, 550 backers. So the least backers of all these so far.
Mhm.
Although it did
I
feel
hope
the biggest to me
it
for
does.
some
It
reason.
does feel the biggest. But yeah, I
16
guess
gigabyte.
they needed what about 75,000.
Mm,
So I guess it worries me a little bit that they're that close. I mean, maybe it's
yeah,
more than enough. I just know there's a lot that kind of maybe do a lower amount than they really need.
yeah,
And this is their first created, I guess.
yeah,
So that worries me a little bit.
yep,
But
yep. First impression, looking at this board, I would say that's totally not intimidating or busy at all. Now there
I
is a
like
bit,
the I like the look of it, but at the same time, yes, I was thinking, oh boy,
there's a
that looks
bit
like a
going
lot
on.
going on.
It's like, do you just want to fully replicate an entire planet and everything going on within it? That's what this looks like. But it does look cool. I do like the look
Mhm.
of it. It's
I would agree.
it's gonna have a great board presence.
Mhm.
I assume 2 to 6 players per game, 30 minutes per player, 14 and up. I thought this was like a kids game, like 4 and up. I was thinking,
Yeah, this is another
oh
one
boy, these
that
are huge.
is going to be a huge box
Oh
again.
my god, I didn't think it was that. Look at that comparison to that
My
another
gosh,
grown man.
it's as big as the Guards of Atlantis board.
This is as tall as the man's head. Oh boy, very big. Yeah, very cool looking. And I guess you're just kind of going through there. Not sure. I think they say it's a very easy 1, 2, 3. You burn a card, you play a card,
No, yeah,
and then you choose an extra little action from your board over 6 inches tall.
it's too bad that wasn't 6 feet. It's as
that's
tall
that's
as the man,
that's an add-on. Just wait.
standing up.
But yeah, burn a card, play a card, and choose a bonus action. I don't know if you gain a benefit from burning a card. I didn't look too much into it, but
Mhm.
I do like when any big, complicated looking game does have at least a somewhat streamlined kind of rule set for how you play. And
Mhm.
just kind of go and explore the strategies, but not going to have
Mhm.
a problem actually understanding what you're doing.
Right. That
Um,
piece of it's simple, and I'd be hopeful that like the actions themselves that you're taking on either the cards or the bonuses are
yeah,
also kind of simple, where maybe it's only, I don't know, 5 or 6
yeah,
kind of actions that are kind of maybe done slightly differently depending
Yeah.
on if it's on the card or a bonus. But otherwise, it's kind of a specific action versus, oh, there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this.
It
And have
does
like
look
20
like a
different things.
lot for all of those distractions. I mean,
Right.
this is almost a disguised Uwe Rosenberg game here with all these options.
That's true. It's like a feast for Odin.
Yes.
In
The spiritual sequel. Yeah, and then different upgrade tracks, it looks like here, different factions with abilities.
Mhm.
Combat on the board, things just the ground's crumbling,
The
lava
figures fall through the
pouring out.
board,
Build your
pretty,
spaceship and escape. Roll
and
the
then roll
die.
the die at the last
See
second.
what horrible things happen.
I like how epic that die roll was. Oh boy, and you blasting away.
Does it actually do that? It might actually do that. I'm not sure. I mean, if anyone plays this game and does that and wins and doesn't go and lift that, I don't want to play
What
games.
was the point?
You gotta do it. I mean, yeah, what's the point? Two-player Twilight Imperium. Ooh. We have been wanting to play Twilight Imperium, and we do play two-player most often.
That is true.
Who's
But now we're getting to the part where it scares me a bit.
Yes, the core experience.
pricing.
Retail edition, $99. Which looks like it does have the miniature in there, but also kind of a cardboard stand.
Right.
Guessing a lot more cardboard components for your units. It looks like I assume cardboard, unless that's like wooden or something, but I don't think so.
I would guess cardboard.
It's in the box. So 4-player deluxe edition.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure.
Yeah,
what that meant.
I guess a whole set of player components is probably pretty expensive to make, so they're like, well, we're giving you 4 for now. No one dares play over 4 players. But if you want to, you can buy them. A launch bug token. Ooh, that cardboard probably.
Now then it's gonna shoot off the board, though.
Yes. 18 factions, tokens, crystal ore tokens. Very nice.
Another one with a lot of writing and cards, looking like a lot.
A lot, yes. Bunch of dice custom.
You like the dice?
So custom. I do like these dice. Very nice. Combat markers. Ton of soldiers. 10 for each player. 5 of those for each. 6 of those for each. 2 of those for each player. Very cool miniatures. Gigantic looking. But I do very much like the look of these. Very unique. Unlike anything that we have. Love that you are building the ship piece by piece. It's just cool and satisfying. Hopefully those stay in there well and aren't like kind of falling around as you mess with it throughout the game.
Yeah, exactly. That would be my worry.
Like, if they were just falling out, that wouldn't be as cool. I think that would get old, but we'll see. Hopefully they hold up.
Then we got the 6-player version.
Oh my goodness, that looks even more 3D of a launch. Not sure if it is.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of the same, and then probably a few more different things.
3D terrain pieces.
Yeah, and then 2 more
pieces.
colors.
Yeah.
2 more other things.
Retail. And then this crap if you want it.
Yeah, I think the thing that worries me about as we're looking through this, I'm like, is the game good enough, or do they need kind of all that extra stuff to kind of make it stick out?
Okay, so these are cardboard pieces. There would not be miniatures. They tricked me. I thought they were miniatures, but they are not in there. So that's completely cardboard, which might hold together better than the miniatures. We don't know.
Right.
And then solo and co-op. But yeah, so for that 4-player deluxe, we'll bump it up from $99 to all those deluxe components and $180. So almost twice as much. And then for more players, Vision Deluxe Edition. Yeah, I think that's for the more players.
6-player.
Yeah, so that'll be $249. Probably wouldn't go up to that. We almost never have that player count.
Right.
Especially for a game like this. But it looks like that's going to still be an additional 25 to 40 bucks if you live in the continental US. Probably would
Mhm.
get the deluxe just because that's one of the draws to a game like this is that table
Right.
presence. Still have
Exactly.
quite a table presence with the retail version, but I mean that deluxe is quite a
Mhm.
bit more. So that'd be
Right.
an additional 40 bucks if you are in the US.
Or the designer would be 60,
Yeah.
which I actually looked because I was like, "Huh, that many people can't be going in on that." But I think if you look, the most people are going in on the designer, which
Oh
surprises
wow.
me.
Wow. 4-player deluxe, only 17 backers and 314 for that version, and for the core, 42 backers. So that's pretty crazy. I would not have thought of that. I guess maybe those who go for this type of game do have a higher player count group, play these
Hmm.
games more often. So maybe, but that is quite surprising to be that big of a separation between the two.
Right. But yeah, it comes with some more things too, I think. But I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. That's a lot for a game that hasn't been out before. That's a July
Yeah.
2024, so it's about a year out. I don't know. And that kind of makes me wonder because currently that the secondary pledge only has 14. I think it kind of has some of the same things, so you probably could do it pretty easily.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder if they would just bump those people up or the 17
Oh,
and
yeah.
just
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
them the free upgrade, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe you can. So I just don't know how easy it'll be to make those unless they're going to sell some afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. I would think it is so few people that you could probably do that.
Hmm.
Um, but I guess there still are a few more days, and a lot of people do wait until the end. There are 161 people who are in at $1, so I guess we'll see where they settle in. Um,
Hmm.
Probably might not be as diehard backers, having waited to see. Maybe
Right.
they go for the lighter back, but yeah, a lot of
Hmm.
cool components. Another one probably won't be backing. But
I would agree.
if you were to back one of these, Seismic or
Uh,
Frontier, Guards of Atlantis, or the Hunters, which would it be?
oh boy,
Oh,
I actually don't know.
that's
I
that's a
maybe
really
Seismic because I was thinking that would be the one that I'd probably want to play most often, or if I saw
yeah.
all four of these and had the opportunity to play one, this would probably be the one.
Yeah, I'd probably go Seismic or Skytear, just because that solo play always intrigues me.
Hmm.
Um, but like you said, it does look pretty epic, and I do really want to experience this,
I would agree.
and maybe never want to experience it again after that, or maybe have a
Right.
really epic experience and want to play it maybe once every half year because it's huge.
Right. And maybe, yeah, maybe if it does play well at two player, um, I guess yeah. For me, it'd
I mean,
probably be this one because
two
yeah, I think
player,
the
that's
hunter
going
is
to be
just
a
going to be.
60-minute game right there.
It's not going to be long at all.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't know then if you'd have a lot of interaction or not. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a big part of the game. So if you take that away, is it the same game? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's
But
true.
yeah, yeah. Otherwise, the Cards of Atlantis one. Um, yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'd be pretty unlikely to back any of these, but uh, maybe could potentially play them or get them at a later date. Um,
Yep. Yep.
so yeah, those are the four projects we've got for this week. They're all pretty spendy, I would say, if you're
Yeah.
going on the
Yep.
all-ins on them.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. Uh, yeah, I feel like they must all be kind of, I don't know, a little bit too much because none of them are like blowing away
Yeah.
anything. I mean,
Yeah.
they're all yeah about 200. Okay, that one's doing pretty
Yeah.
well.
600,000's pretty doing pretty
Although
good.
that one is kind of a reprint of a game
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
already done well, so that makes it a little bit easier. And that one does have a little cheaper option if you're
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
get into it, so that
Yeah.
probably helps. But yeah, overall, I think most of these games look interesting. Let us know in the comments below which one you're most interested in,
Yeah.
or if you're backing anything else.
Yeah, let us know if you backed all 4 of these.
Yes, at the max pledge level, and then tell us where you get your money.
Yes. Throw some our way. Yes.
Exactly.
Very much appreciated.
Exactly. But otherwise, we hope to see you on the next one. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.